Hello, everyone, and welcome to MyCHN podcast, Health Conversations Without Barriers. This is Mariela, and this is the CHN gang.
Hi, all. I'm Olga.
Hey, I'm Benjamin.
And today we're going to talk about dopamine detox. Olga, do you mind telling us a little bit about dopamine detox?
We hear this word dopamine detox a lot on social media these days. It's a trendy word, but what dopamine actually is? So it's a chemical that is released in our brain when we receive some kind of reward. So it actually gives us pleasure and makes us desire things, gives us motivation to do things. But it can also be a little bit dangerous because these days we have some activities that can release extremely unnatural high levels of dopamine. Those things are first of all, digital entertainment, social media, TV, Netflix, video games, also eating sugar drinks, alcohol, and drugs. That's actually can be very scary because dopamine is one of the reasons why people become overweight, become addicted to drugs and alcohol. And the reason is that dopamine doesn't know what is good for us and don't. So it can reward us with high amounts released in the brain, but it doesn't know that it can actually harm our body. If we look from evolutionary standpoint, our brain rewards us for anything that increases our survival. So this can explain why it feels so good to drink water when you're thirsty. And this is how in today's digital society, we have a big issue with high levels of dopamine. For me personally, I can say, guys, I'm a little bit addicted to my phone. Every time I have my phone around, I'm always expecting a message. I'm always waiting for something to pop up on my screen. So that is actually becoming a little bit addicting. What do you guys think?
Yes, for sure. Like, there's actually, I forgot what study it was, but the people that create social media, like, for example, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. The reason why it's so addicting is because we're getting those hits, right? Those dopamine hits. Think about YouTube. You have to watch videos minutes. Then you go to Facebook. It's seconds. And then you go to like TikTok, it's bam, 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 bam. So it's like all those dopamine hits your brain is getting. And I found a blog by Scientific American. And this one talks about the reason why we like that dopamine is because it's evolutionary. So for example, I have a problem with sugar. I have a sweet tooth. So we'll talk about a little bit more, like the little experiments we did here between us. But it says that the reason why we like sugar is because pre-human primates and early humans, those who ate the most calories, had a better shot at survival because they could pass on their genes and they would get a lot of energy from the fruit. Remember, they had no candy factories back then, right? So it was only fruit. And that way they would get all this energy to run away from predator and hunt and gather. So
yes, definitely. So from evolutionary standpoint, our brain rewards us for anything that increases our survival. So like you said, high calorie foods, water. So you can feel really good if you're thirsty and drink some water. It makes you feel so good. So that's what that dopamine release is. But these days, like I said, we are flooded with that high dopamine levels. And that's why some people suggest doing dopamine detox. So what it actually is? So it's removing any activities that release extremely high levels of dopamine. And it's been proven that it gives a lot of benefits for your mental health, productivity, and other benefits that we actually discovered by trying it ourselves. So what it's gonna include? So you're not allowed to consume the following things: social media, any type of digital entertainment. So no TV, no Netflix, no video games, no music. Also, no high calorie foods, so no junk food, no sweets, anything like chips or anything high taste foods. Also, no drugs or alcohol. As a disclaimer, I want to say that alcohol and drug addictions is a psychological disorder and it should be treated by a professional. So here at MyCHN, we have substance abuse groups available for adults and teens, as well as psychiatry and counseling. Visit mychn.org for more information. So, guys, how did it go for you, the dopamine detox?
It was hard, challenging for me. For me, it was social media, YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. A lot of times I use that just to take a break. Like, let's say I'm editing something and I just need a little break. I'll just look at it for a few seconds and move on just to just relax. It's a habit now, is what I noticed when I was doing this. And it was very hard because there were several times where I was about to go in it and I had to close my phone. Just having the phone there, it's just so easy to access this stuff, just the way that technology is in today's world. And I did almost fail a couple of times, and there were some good side effects to it. One is I went to bed early. I noticed sometimes I'll schedule to go to a gym to go work out, and I'll find myself watching videos. I fall down the rabbit hole. An hour later, it's like, well, there's no time now. So being able to be off my phone, especially social media, did free up time for me to do other things, one of which was just to get better sleep during the weekend.
I decided to cut sugar. To be honest, I'll be honest here. I cheated twice. You know, it was kind of there. I'll be honest. I was not looking for it. The chocolate came to me. I just went. No, yeah, it was really hard because the whole thing was don't eat any sweets. And guess what I was craving? I was craving sweets. I literally texted both of them, Olga and Benjamin, and I said, I want Fruit Loops. Everything I was craving was sweet. So me and my boyfriend were gonna go eat at like a crawfish place. And yeah, it was good, but it's not what I was craving. It's not what I wanted. So it was, and think about this. This was only 2 days. I only tested myself for 2 days and I was craving sugar. One thing I would say is that I realized that I bloat easily with carbs. So, because sugars are carbs. So I bloat easily. So I look less bloated. So now I know, hey, summer's around the corner. I need to cut sugar. The other thing would be that when I got to have sugar, I decided to go for fruit. And it was sweet to me. And then I had a little piece of chocolate, like milk chocolate, and it just felt too sweet. So I just stick with the fruit. So now I'm only eating the fruit when I crave sugar. So healthier.
Definitely. So that works kind of like a tolerance. So uh, the more you get, the more you want. But then if you cut it, then the less sweet things can feel better and taste better. That's how it works with everything. So like with some boring activities like reading, it sounds so boring, but if you stop watching TV for 2 days, then reading feels very entertaining. That's funny, but the dopamine detox can be very intimidating, and that's why we were only trying to remove one thing, because removing all those things at once can be very hard. So like Mariella did the sweets, Benjamin did the social media, and I think for everybody it's more personal. So you decide what you may be over consuming and what your issues might be, so you can remove some things. And so what are actually the benefits? So we definitely said that obviously it can be some benefits for your physical health, like Mariela said, she has less bloating and also going to sleep early, so it definitely increases your productivity, and you might work on some of your goals that you never have time for, but now you suddenly have time for because you removed that phone or a TV from your life. Some other benefits can also be clarity of mind. You can decrease stress and anxiety. So it works that way where you become so bored that the boring stuff becomes more fun. So that is the biggest advantage of this. And we encourage everybody try it out and just see how it feels for you, and it can definitely give some benefits.
I don't know if for me though, I was bored. I just think I was so used to social media, and once I didn't have that, obviously time was freed up and I could do other things. No, I actually enjoyed it. I thought I learned a lot about myself from this, and I think even moving forward, I'm going to try and cut social media out more and more. I think that's just a good thing to do personally.
Actually, I'm going the same route with you. I'm gonna try to stick longer with the no sugar thing. I think that it's like a good way to kick habits that you want to get rid of and increase the habits that you want to start.
Yeah, or just learn about yourself, learn about habits that you may have that you didn't even know you had.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't have known how bad this was. I guess I kind of knew, but not really until I did it. And I was like, wow, I actually went to bed early. I got a full 8 hours rather than, 6 or 5 or 4. And it's, social media does disrupt. Just looking at your phone, period, disrupts your sleep cycle.
Yeah, so just giving yourself that push, it's gonna actually make you realize things and gonna make you make better health decisions and choices for yourself. And removing social media can definitely be a big one because I noticed it does bring me anxiety and it does bring me stress actually. So having that, maybe for me, I decided maybe I will have some time limits where I use social media and I don't. So maybe like at night I cut it out because I want to get ready to sleep. I want to calm my body. I don't want to keep crawling. So that could be a good plan for me personally. But it's like I said, everybody's different. So decide whatever betters for you.
All right, guys. So this ends another episode of MyCHN podcast, Healthier Conversations Without Barriers. And once again, if you want to get some counseling or some professional therapy regarding or behavioral health services, please go to www.mychn.org and we'll be able to match you with a great counselor or psychiatrist. Don't forget to demonstrate your love by sharing this podcast with your friends or family or giving us a review. Also, why don't you try this at home and let us know in the reviews? How did it go? How did it change your life? Let us know and we'll be there to read those reviews. Everyone, we wish you a very good weekend, a very good rest of your day. Whenever you're listening to this, have a great day. And don't forget to leave us that review. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you all.